Welcome, welcome everybody. I'm back from the last video, which was a GSC winter seasonal game, loser semifinals between Conflict and Rampage Weber. I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen it yet, and I suggest you just have a little gander. And here on the other hand, on the winners side, winners finals, we have Teclis versus Pohjis. Now, I'm not particularly familiar with Teclis, but given the custom avatar, my guess is that they definitely know their way around, Pokemon in general. I'm not sure as to which tier that could be. Now, don't be shitting on me because I haven't seen them play GSC before. But, uh, you know, week 12, it's 12 weeks. They've been at this for 3 months. This tournament started in February, so they've been playing for a long time, and it definitely shows the level of dedication that these players have. I can say, on the other hand, that Podges has played in many tournaments before, and, well, I know him to be very well versed in all old gens, believe it or not. He's been a beast. He qualified for the end of year championship in all generations from 1 to 7. I don't think anyone's ever done that ever. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And 2 years ago, in the past generation championship for GSC, he made it all the way to the finals to face off against BKC, and they played some of my favorite GSC games ever. Yeah, so definitely definitely a lot to look forward to. Now, the winner of this will move on to grand finals of the entire circuit, and the loser will not be eliminated yet. They will have to face the winner of losers semis in losers finals, and then they may have another shot against the whoever comes out victorious from this set. And without further ado, I'd say we just jump right into it. What do you guys think? Now, first and foremost, we see something interesting. Interesting. I guess that's worthy of note is the Zapdos name. Just pay attention to that because it's probably an indication that they took this from a McMagan team, or maybe McMagan gave the team themselves. Hidden Power Ice or Water, we're not sure yet. Hitting Nidoking, but I guess it would probably be Hidden Power Ice, but we can't know for sure on turn 1. That would be crazy to make any assumptions like that. Thief is really good because it kind of cripples Zapdos. It makes it a lot less reliable against certain checks. So we're already seeing some pretty nifty plays from Podges' end. Brings in a Fori. He's going to lay those spikes. Doesn't care about the Thunder because he can survive an Oko unless he gets crit. Gets some advantage there. And he switches to his own Nidoking as the French Cloyster comes in. Nidoking putting the Cloy to sleep, so he's, like way ahead as far as the Spikes War is concerned. Teclis might not even have a spinner, depending on what the team has in store here. Interesting double to the. Let's see here. So on this particular turn, I'm assuming that Teclis just decides to bring in the Gengar, but I don't know. Not sure how much I agree with that, but obviously it's not a bad play, but whatever. Anyways, I have to apologize because I think I'm a little bit biased as to what I'm saying. I tried recording the game once, and due to the last video having gotten a copyright strike, I don't know, I had to change the music and re-record this all over again. But yeah, so without spikes on one end. On the other end, we see Podges with a team that kind of makes me think that he's he's focusing on some of the fundamentals. You know, just take away the lefties from Zap or Snorlax if there's a Sleep Talk Lax, cementing the spikes, and basically of eliminating any chance for Teclis to lay his own spikes. And with this Charm Umbreon, even Machamp doesn't necessarily want to stay in. So, because he doesn't get too many opportunities to begin with the cross chop, the fact that the accuracy isn't perfect. But he switches into Snorlax here. He switches in with Snorlax on the Umbreon. I don't know if I agree with this play. Especially because now he's in a really bad spot. He's been trapped, and Pohjis can just BP out. You always have to be careful of Charm Umbreon because of how game-breaking it can be. So now the only opportunity that Teclis has is to basically fish for a crit, maybe set up some curses, at least boost that defense before Pohjis decides to, I don't know, switch to a check, like a Snorlax of his own. But we'll see. Because if you use Curse and you get Charmed, you're still getting the defense boosts. But that also means that that you might not be able to set up further. I'm not sure. Maybe Teclis is focusing on the fact that once the Umbreon switches out, he can start setting up again, but he's like 4 steps behind with the 6 steps behind actually. The -4 attack. On the other hand, it could easily just not be a Cursed Snorlax. It could be something else. But then if it's not Cursed Snorlax, I'm not sure why you brought Sleep Talk in on the Umbreon. I'm not sure I agree with that play. Like even Gengar was less risky. So yeah, pardon me for I feel like my commentary has it's gone a little worse, but anyway, just a matter of breaking it in. So as you might expect, Pohjis setting up a Curse Lax. I would be surprised if he hadn't had a Curse Lax on his team with the Umbreon there. I know I already saw this set, ladies and gentlemen, but still. Yeah, don't switch in Lax on an Umbreon unless you're certain that it's Toxic Pursuit. Because Toxic and Pursuit usually have Rest and Sleep Talk as well. But yeah. But even then, that could be risky, so. So, Podge is playing it safe. He's going to go for the 2-hit KO with EQ as opposed to a double edge or body slam. And he's going to take his chances. Okay, so he takes the chances of getting crit. That could have equalized the match potentially, but I guess Podge feels pretty safe, especially with a Nido in the back. Yeah, so not really much to say here as far as game 1 is concerned. A bit of a misplay. Teclis forfeiting before revealing any potential phaser here. I don't know. Let's just assume that it's not a Steelix, because Steelix definitely survives +5 EQ. Could phase it out. But is it worth playing at that point? I don't know. So, on to game 2. Hopefully we see, different strategy just to adapt to the situation. So, leading off with a Sleep Eggy. Pretty sure, yeah, Explosion doesn't normally OHKO Lax, but I could. But now that I said it, I kind of have to look it up, don't I? Otherwise, I'm a fool. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see for yourself if what I'm saying is true. And there you go. So it can OHKO. It's 23% chance. Often not the best play, just due to the fact that your opponent can switch into something else. There's always that chance of switching into a TTR, but turn 1, you probably just want to switch into the Sleep Talker. So If, on the other hand, the Eggy user goes for sleep powder, then what happens to the Snorlax here? What does that give us? It probably gives us the resource, that the information that it is a sleep talker, and we see a sleep talker. So what move could it be? We're not sure yet. Teclis going for the safe play, brings in his Chloe. He's gonna lay the spikes. And Pohjis is reacting, bringing a Starmie. So we see Flamethrower Lax and T-Wave Starmie, so already in a pretty decent spot. Flamethrower Lax, meaning that it's somewhat prepared for stall and should be able to hit Steelix. And that might also suggest that his team is generally already pretty well prepared for things like T-Tar and Bull. I could be wrong, but yeah. So Teclis gets the Toxic, but he's gonna have to burn another turn here just for the spikes. Just getting some. Well, he switches into his own Cloyster, so. So Teclis coming back with a Zapdos here, threatening McCloy, gets some nice damage on Snorlax. Snorlax potentially being in, okay, just out of range of Thunder. And I'm not sure about the switch to Nidoking of all things, but it looks like it's working out. And never mind. He didn't use Lovely Kiss yet. And I don't think it was Thief. Was it Thief? It was Thief. Yeah, it was Thief. Because no lefties. Alright, so his team seems pretty well fit. Like, he has a pretty helpful Exeggutor, which seems pretty handy against this team. So the idea would be to try and maintain it, but it gets paralyzed. I'm assuming Teclis might have a Tyranitar in the back. Just my guess. I feel like he could have switched in a little bit sooner. Now that Exeggutor is not really of much help against Cloyster and Starmie, which would have been the key to preserving the spikes. Unless he has a Gengar in the back, in which case he could spin block, but no phaser. I don't think so. So with this boom, besides asserting dominance, Pohjis has a good chance of spinning here if he wants to. Of course, he also has a golem in the back, so he could choose to do something else. He's going to go for the T-Wave. Possibly fishing for a Thunder Dodge or a Paralysis. But also paving the way for a Marowak in the back. That's pretty good. That's what I want to see. That's pretty cool. Yeah, now the Zapdos isn't even able to take it out. But either this T-Tar has a move to KO the Marowak with, or nothing. So now he can only hope for a dodge, but the Rock Slide does not miss. It connects, and Snorlax is O-code, especially at that percent with spikes. So yeah. So Pohjis will be moving on to grand finals of the GSC OB tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, stay tuned for some more and hopefully better commentary. I've just been losing focus today. GG's, and I love you all.